Hey guys, so this is a pick a card reading on what is my life purpose. So we're going to use playing cards. So I'm going to shuffle these and I'm going to take the first three cards that fly out and we're going to use them for the piles. And we're going to use the Mystic Mondays Tarot for the reading. So let's go, guys. I've already saged the place, so it's clear energy. Well, yeah, the energy's cleared basically. So there's no lingering energy in the atmosphere. Okay, what is my life purpose? Okay. Pile number 1 is the Queen of Pentacles. Pile number 2 is the Four of Cups. Okay, that 2 cards came out, guys. I have to take one more. Have to put it back in the deck. Okay. And then we have the Seven of Swords for pile number 3. So let's go through that again. Pile number 1 is the Queen of Pentacles. Pile number 2 is the Four of Cups. Pile number 3 is the Seven of Swords. So we're going to go to pile number 1 right now. What is pile number 1's life purpose? Ooh. Okay, pile number 1, let's go. The Ten of Pentacles reversed. Okay. The Five of Cups reversed. The Chariot. The Six of Pentacles. Okay. Oh, and you have the King of Cups at the bottom of the deck. So I'm going to talk about jobs and careers that suit you a bit later. But first, I want to talk about the type of, I want to say personality, but is the type of, is the aura you give people, but is also what this type of behavior is what's going to fulfill your life, basically. Fulfill you in the sense of a life purpose. Because it seems here that naturally you guys are quite motherly. And when I say motherly, it might not be in the sense of like emotionally, where you know you're very affectionate and or what's the word? Is affectionate and just really, really loving. You guys are loving, but it's more in a providing sense. So I was getting, okay, I'll try to do this in order, but I'm going to have to freestyle here. So I'm getting that a lot of you could work for charities. A lot of you could be people that donate money to people that aren't in very good positions, financially speaking. You could be a support worker, a psychologist, it's got something to do with helping people that don't feel comfortable within, you know, their family dynamic, and a lot of it's to do with family. So your job is to kind of help people that are financially aren't doing that great within their family. So that's for some of you, and for some of you, it's a thing where you basically help people that don't feel well, don't feel stable within themselves. They don't really see a future for themselves. So it could be people with poor mental health. You can basically help them. To be fair, it doesn't have to be like your career purpose, but we're talking about your life purpose. So throughout life, it's like you'll naturally help people that have these type of problems, because you either provide them with the help they need. For some of you, that's financial, but then some of you is like you give them a source of stability. You make them feel like there's someone there that cares about them and that will support them through their hard times, even if you can't do that financially. Just by you being there and being a stable person, you're there for them through their rough times, and you give them hope for the future. Yeah, so it's kind of like your life purpose is to make people, I don't want to say come out of depression, but to basically lift their mood. Any bad things that they've gone through, so people that have gone through abuse, people that have gone through neglect, people that have gone through some really bad experiences. It's like your purpose is to show them that, you know, you can heal from this, you can move forward from this, you don't have to carry this burden with you, because I will be here to support you throughout, you know, your journey. Or not, maybe not throughout your whole life, but you just have a purpose of being there for people during their hard times. So in a sense, you're basically a healer. Some of you could end up being nurses, some of you working in the healthcare system. Is something that would fulfill your life purpose, most likely. And if it's not in healthcare and like support working, then you could be people that, you know, help with businesses that help people. So you could be like the head. I have to give an example. So you know the head people that work at charity organizations. You could be them. Um, it's like a form of business that helps people that just aren't stable financially or emotionally. You might be the head of an abuse victims head abuse victims phone line, or an organization that can help people that have been through abuse. So that's one. And for some of you, I don't feel like your life purpose is to stay stagnant. I don't feel like it's to stay in one country or one city or one job. It's like, even if it's one job, it would require moving a lot, maybe to different. Um, you see how you have a job and there's a. God, sorry guys, it's so early. There's a they have the same job in different cities. If, for example, if I was to, let's say, I don't even know if I'm allowed to say this. Let's say McDonald's. You know, there's a McDonald's in if we're going to talk about America, there's a McDonald's. I'm pretty sure in Georgia. There's a McDonald's in New York. There's a McDonald's in um, and also there's McDonald's in London. But it's like you're able to go to different places but still do the same thing. So it's like, if we're going to use example of McDonald's, it's like you'd be working at the McDonald's in New York, but then you're required to work in the McDonald's in Georgia too, but then you're required to work in the McDonald's in Mississippi too. So if we're going to look at it in terms of healthcare or organisation that helps people that are being abused, and that you basically would travel to help people. It doesn't have to be in the same country. It could be different countries. It could be different cities, but it requires moving because your help is needed for a lot of people. So a lot of you is to give your time and effort in order to help people. It's to show people, to give people balance. So there might be some people that are like, I'm not able to do this. I'm not able to do a lot of obligations because I don't have the time to, or I don't have the resources to, and you'd be able to help them with that. But it's not just the financial aspect that you help with. You also have a strong sense of emotional intelligence. You're very emotionally intelligent, so you basically be able to understand, well, not fully understand, because some of you haven't, gone through what these people may have gone through, but you have enough empathy to kind of get what they've gone through, and you have enough emotional intelligence to respond to them in a way that's not going to offend them, or in a way that's not judgmental. So this is why you suit this type of career, or even if it's not a career that you want to get into, you naturally will do this with people throughout your whole life, because you're basically like a helper, and you have healing qualities to you. And I know it's like, who am I to say, how can you say that would fulfill me? But for some of you, it emotionally would fulfill you, because I feel like a lot of you like to help people, and this is literally your niche, just as what you're good at. If I was to think of more jobs, it's just literally loads of jobs in the healthcare situation, jobs that support like mothers and children and families, maybe to help people in underdeveloped countries, to help them with food and water and schooling. Is just a way to help. I'm trying to see if I see anything else. Okay, some of you could end up being mothers. If you're if you are a man, you end up being a father. Eventually, you could end up with quite a few children, and you know your life purpose will be also to support them through their ups and downs. So I feel like a lot of you will be very, very good parents because of the type of personality that you guys have and your urge to help people um, would mean that your children would get a lot of emotional support and also financial support from you. So you would basically be doing what a parent is supposed to do. Um, and I know a lot of you guys are like, but that's what a parent's supposed to do. Like, okay, but no, some parents don't know how to do that. So I have to give you lot, you know, I have to give you guys a clap for that because some parents just don't know how to do that. Um, some of you could end up being teachers. But I mean, in a academic sense, you probably would be a good teacher. But I feel like where you would shine at is when the students are going through an emotional time at home or with other aspects of their life. You're basically their rock. You're able to help them, and by helping them emotionally, you're able to help them achieve their studies basically. So you've done your job by focusing on another aspect to improve your um is it to improve your position. So basically, you've helped them emotionally, and that's helped them academically. You know, some people they teach, you know, let's be real, there are some teachers out there who feel like they can just teach people in terms of, you know, the school curriculum, and when the child's going through something emotional, they just turn a blind eye to it. But you guys, if you guys are planning to be teachers, you won't do that. You'll actually be there for the students. You'll see if a student's going through something um, sad, or if they're not their self, and you'll be able to help them, and that helps them with their schoolwork too. So that's for some people. I feel like a lot of you who are going to open your own business, I feel like a lot of you will be the head of the business, but you won't be seen in a way where it's like, oh, you're the leader and you show authority. It's like you're a leader, but you're there for the people. You're you're in this job not just for the title, but for the people, and not just the people, but for the cause. So a lot of people will respect you in your business and your career. And even if you're someone that ends up like not having a career, but let's say you're a stay-at-home mum, and um, by the way, that is a job too. Okay, you will be a wonderful stay-at-home mum or a stay-at-home dad because you'd be providing, you know, the children with the emotional support that they need, and you would be very structured. Also, I feel like some of you, your life purpose is to, I feel like at a young age, some of you didn't really understand emotions too well. Some of you might have been emotionally erratic and not really understand why you felt a certain way. And then growing up, you learn emotional intelligence, you learn why you feel certain ways about certain things, you learn why people behave in a certain way, where before you didn't really understand that. So your life purpose throughout is to really understand why people behave a certain way and to eventually master emotional intelligence. So some of you, you might go through some karmic lessons where you have to learn emotional intelligence the hard way. And then once you get to your old age, you will understand a lot of reasons for people feeling emotional about different things. And I feel like eventually that will fulfill you, because where there was misunderstanding before, there's a full understanding later on. Some of your life purpose is to become structured. So I don't know, some of you growing up may have had a bit of a chaotic life. And growing up, you've learnt to become more structured. You've learnt to prioritize your time and efforts in a more efficient way. And you're able to do that for people too. And I think that makes you happy, because maybe in your life people weren't really there to structure your life in a way that would have been more comfortable. So to do it for other people would basically feel way better than just being able to structure your own life. Some of you, your purpose is to basically, some of you are destined to become rich, or to have like multiple incomes coming in. And maybe your purpose may not be to teach people, to improve their mental health, but it could be to teach people how to improve their money situation. So it could be to teach people how to improve on business, or a specific business that's related to what you do. And that benefits everyone, really. Especially you, because you was able to help people in that way. Because I did say is either you're going to help in a financial sense, or you're going to help in an emotional sense. Yes, so that's all I have for you, pile number 1. If you liked this reading, like and subscribe to my channel. If you want personal reading, you can you can look in the description box below to see my Etsy page. And yeah, I'm going to go to pile number 2 now. So pile number 2, if you chose the 4 of Cups. Here we go. The 7 of Wands reversed. Death reversed. I know that's not anything bad for those that are new to tarot. The 9 of Cups reversed. Okay, guys, got extra card. The 9 of Wands reverse. And bonus card is the Knight of Swords. And the 3 of Wands at the bottom of the deck. So, pile number 2. So I get the feeling that a lot of you are quite opportunistic. or you're an opportunist, which is not a bad thing. It's quite good. So you guys might be people that whenever someone offers you an opportunity, you're like, oh, okay, let's take it because it might lead me somewhere. So that gives me the impression also that you guys are quite optimistic as well. You're quite positive. I feel like your purpose is to show people that anything is possible. No matter your life situation, you can basically improve on it. So a lot of you could be in a situation where maybe your upbringing was a bit difficult or your environment growing up was a bit difficult. Even if it wasn't difficult and it was fine, it's just like regardless of your upbringing or childhood or environment, you're someone that's like, I'm going to go out there and get some opportunities. I'm going to go out there and make the most of my life or my situation, because just because, you know, you guys have the mindset of your current situation doesn't have to be, you know, your future. It doesn't have to be your whole life. That doesn't have to be your life story. You can basically improve on it. You can change your life. So a lot of you will be a big inspiration to the people in your life, friends, family, maybe even people on social media, because the Knight of Swords gives me that impression. I feel like a lot of you have quite light energy. I feel like a lot of you will show people the light side of life, the bright side of life. So as you know, we live in a world where everyone's quite serious and everyone takes things so seriously. But with you guys, it's like, it's fine to take things seriously, but sometimes guys, like, lighten up. Let's see the positive side of life. There's so many good things going on. We don't have to dwell on the negative things so much. So you give a sense of hope to people. You make people feel like they don't have to give up, or they don't have to accept their situation. Obviously in a constructive way, meaning, okay, this is my situation, but I can improve it. That type of mindset. So some people may feel quite, this is not you guys, I'm speaking about people in general. They might feel quite, they might feel like, as I said, guys, it's early. It's like 7 a.m. or 8 a.m. in England right now. So some people may feel a bit guarded. They always feel like they have to defend themselves. They always feel like people are trying to get them or trying to do something wicked or horrible to them. So they feel like every time they need to defend themselves. But for you guys show people that you don't have to behave like that. You don't have to be defensive all the time. You guys show people, maybe if someone is telling you something, maybe it's constructive criticism, maybe you should listen to it. Even when people say some things to you guys that might be seen as an attack to others, I feel like you guys have the mindset of, okay, interesting. I'll consider what you said. I'll think about it. Okay, that's interesting. I'll try and improve on that. So you guys actually take in criticism or just comments from other people, and you don't make it into an attack. Whether it was intentional or not, you guys just take it as either, well, I'm going to work on that, or two, you kind of notice that when people come at you aggressively and the comment isn't constructive, you guys are just like, you have an issue. I'm not going to take what you said personally, because you've obviously have projected on me, and there's no point me getting angry at something you feel, but you're trying to push it on me. Do you know what I mean? So a lot of you have a very type of relaxed mindset of, I'm not going to sit here and take what people say so seriously, because, you know, they're trying to dim my spirit, and I'm just not having that. I'm a very upbeat person. I'm not going to take that on. So a lot of you do not act defensive. A lot of you are just like, well, it is what it is, and that's life. Meaning I can't control what people are going to say, but I can control what I do with my life. So everyone can say what they want to say, and everyone can critique what they want to critique, but I'm going to do what I want regardless. And I feel like a lot of people will, you know, like that about you, because a lot of people are scared to have this type of mindset. which is actually a good mindset to have, because if you sit there stressing about what people are saying all the time and getting defensive and all that, it might affect your mental health in a bad way, and you might end up being quite a skeptical person. But I don't get that vibe from you guys. Some of you could be quite spiritual or religious, and you remind people that so this is for some of you, people that have passed, they're still with us. They're not gone forever. Maybe in human form, yes, but their spirit still stays with you. Their spirit lingers. That's not, I don't mean that in a spooky way. I mean that in a loving way, in a way where your ancestors are with you wherever you go. And I feel like you remind people that. So some of you, maybe your life purpose is to become maybe spiritualist or religious, or be in a religious position, maybe be a philosopher. You have this eternal vibe with you, like it's like you guys have a young soul that just doesn't age. I don't feel like a lot of you have an old soul. If you do have an old soul, it's a very, when I say old, not even like 50s. I still feel people stress in their 50s. If you have an old soul, it's more like a 80s, 90-year-old soul, because at that age they just don't care about anything. They've come to a point where it's like, yes, I've done what I needed to do in life, I'm fulfilled, boom. So there's not much stress there. So some of you come across as like a 80, 90-year-old to people, and some of you come across as like a 10 or 15, not 15, they're moody. Okay, not all of them, but the stereotype. But maybe like a 10-year-old to some people, where you just don't age in the sense of your inner child. You carry your inner child everywhere. You don't let anyone try and crush your inner child, because you're just quite, as I said, you guys are optimistic people. And I feel like a lot of you feel like your soul never dies, your soul never ends. It's pretty much like anything can really happen in this lifetime, and if it is, it's supposed to happen, and I'll just reincarnate. It's not an issue. Or if you guys don't believe in reincarnation, is pretty much, I can just, that was supposed to happen. I can't control everything that happens. So yeah, I'm relaxed. But you guys aren't relaxed in terms of getting opportunities, but you're relaxed in terms of things that are out of your control. And a lot of people don't really know how to accept when things are not in their control. But you guys don't really have that problem. Yeah, and some people, so you might come across people that are quite unfulfilled in life, but I feel like you guys' purpose is to show them, like, you should enjoy the little things. Look around you, there's so much things to enjoy, and you're worried about this. You're worried about X, Y, Z, when A, B, C is around you, So it's to remind people of the little things, and maybe even the big things that they don't even realise is going on around them, because they're so stressed on certain things that at the moment they can't control. So you basically you remind them of the joys around them. I feel like a lot of you encourage people to speak their truth. So some people might, I feel like you guys accept people of different backgrounds, cultures. You're quite, what's the word? I want to say you're quite accepting. Where some people might have more of a traditional view on how things should go and how things should be and what should be said. I feel like with you guys are more accepting of you know what's going on in the modern world, and to hear different perspectives of different people. And maybe some of you guys' life purpose is to encourage people to, you know, speak what's on their mind. Not to cause debate. Well, I mean, if it causes debate, you guys aren't really going to care, because at the end of the day, this is the person's truth. Like, who are we to say that their truth isn't their truth? But what I mean by that is, I think you guys don't like it when people can't be like real or true to themselves. So you're going to try and help people express themselves more throughout life. This could be in a career sense, but it could also mean just throughout life. You might come across people and you might be like, well, no, like, if that's how you feel, you must say. If that's how you feel, you know, you must stand your ground. So, but yeah, I feel like a lot of you might do well on social media throughout life. You guys might, you know, be YouTubers. You guys might be, you guys just basically produce content for people to watch, to see, to talk about. A lot of you are innovators, so I feel like a lot of you will design something or create something that hasn't been designed before, and this allows people to feel more comfortable about themselves. It allows people to feel more comfortable in life. It allows people to see that everyone has flaws, and you know, not everyone can be perfect, and what really is perfect, you know. So I feel like you guys show this to people. You guys show a mirror to society when you talk, and you know, the content you produce, and whatever you basically create, you show people that we are just human. That's all we are. We can't control everything, and we never really die, you know. So I think that's actually lovely. I feel like a lot of you will reciprocate energy to others well. When I say well, I mean if someone shows you love, you will show love back in the same intensity. If someone, but then, okay, this doesn't apply with like hate or any negative energy, because I can see with negative energy, you guys just do not care to be giving it to anyone. Like, I feel like you guys were like, you're by yourself with that. But any type of good energy, if anyone that really helps you, you help them back. But I feel like even in general, you help people, but it's not so much traditional like pile number one. It's more like you unintentionally help people by just being yourself. I see a lot of purple and pink here. So a lot of you are very insightful, and you can see the world for what it is. But you're also, as I said, a lot of you are quite spiritual and or religious. So you you're on two planes. Like, some of you are in the 3D, some of you in the 5D, and some of you have both. And I think like a lot of you operate on both planes. And this is why you're just very relaxed in life, because it's like, well, I already can see things for what it is, and I know in my heart and my spirit, you know, that that death is just a chapter. So yeah, as I said, it's just a very relaxed energy. Yeah, so basically your life purpose is just to be, it's just to be a relaxed person who accepts what they can't change, and they show people that everyone's flawed, and that's okay. And as I said, there's, you guys probably would do well on social media and in spiritual or religious positions. But yeah, pile number 2, that's all I have for you. But I'm going to go to pile number 3 now. Pile number 3, if you chose the 7 of Swords. Let's go. Okay, you guys have the Knight of Pentacles in reverse, the Magician in reverse, okay, the World in reverse, Judgment in reverse, the 6 of Wands in reverse. Okay. Ooh. So for some of you, I feel like for some of you, your life purpose is to expose the fakeness in this world. Let me explain that. I feel like this pile, you guys are realists. You guys can see the facade in the world, in people, and you're just not with it. So I feel like your purpose is to show people that not everything you see is real. Not the way people present themselves to be is not always true. It's quite similar to... No, I don't even think it's similar to any pile, to be honest. I was going to say pile number 2, but I don't know. I think they had a different energy. With you guys showed the world the deception in the world. Yeah, okay. Sorry, guys, I'm getting information overload. Let me just think about this, because I need to word it properly. Okay, so you see how the world like offers people stuff. There is a what we've been taught in schools, and what the traditional way that we've been taught that we need to live. So you know the traditional route of we need to go to school, primary school, then we need to go to high school, then we need to go to college, then we need to go to university, and then like you know that kind of tradition. For you guys is like, says who? Says who? Why do we have to do that? Who says we have to do that? You make people think about that. Like, yeah, literally, who actually says we have to live like that? Some of you, like, you show people, so you know in some, let's say traditionally, we have to say traditionally, in some cultures, you know, being anything but straight or heterosexual, yeah, I think that's the word, heterosexual, is wrong. Like, this is the view, this is a traditional view of certain cultures. You guys are like, says who? It's fine to be gay, okay? It's fine to be bisexual. It's fine to be any type of sexuality. So who says that you have to be straight? Like, who? You guys just really show people that in society a lot of things are structured and there is a hierarchy. And you guys are like, don't you guys see that this is planned, this is structured, and you don't have to follow it. You think you have to follow it because over the years people have been following it and they think it's the right thing to do, but who says who? You can do what you want. So in terms of like, you know, going the traditional academic route, you guys might be like, why are you guys going through the academic route when you guys can make your own businesses? Who says you have to go and spend so much money in university and school? Who says you have to do that to become a millionaire or a billionaire? Like, said who? So you guys really make people think about that. And you guys might actually do that yourself. You guys might see from a young age the deceptions of society. And you're like, no, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing that. Like, I'm not following this. I think it's stupid. And you know what's crazy? Like, I feel like a lot of people might view you guys as, what? Like, that's crazy. How could you say that? But I actually think you guys have the right idea. Who says that we have to follow what society says? I actually agree with you guys. But yeah, some people might look at you strange, like, okay, that's a weird idea. But you teach people that it's actually not. You teach people to break out of systems and structures that have been placed by society and by the media. You guys show people, okay, who says you have to, you know, get your body done? What's wrong with like your body itself? So obviously that's not to shame anyone that's got their body done, like to each his own in it. But this is just another you know, way that society kind of says, oh, you should do this or you should look this way, or pressures people to look a certain way. And people in pile number 3 are just like, so, okay, I'm not getting my body done though. Do you have to get your body done? What's wrong with your body? Do you know what I mean? Like, but it's not in a condescending way. It's in an uplifting way. Like, guys, no, this is just an example. So people might have a mindset of they can't manifest certain things in their life. So you might come across people that are like, oh, you know, I've tried so many times, I can't really get a specific job. I can't get in this career because I went and, you know, got a few I got a criminal record of this and this, or just one thing, and now I won't be able to get this job. And you guys show people, says who? You're saying that. You can still try. You haven't tried everything. You can't say that. Like, you guys show people that it's not the end of the world if things don't go their way instantly. You show people that you can manifest anything. Your position right now doesn't dictate what you manifest later on. It's your mindset that dictates what you manifest later on. And you show people that. And you have this mentality too. You're just like, I can do anything I put my mind to, and no society and no media is going to make me feel like I can't, basically. So you guys have this mindset of the world. The world is your oyster. You guys might incorporate different cultures and communities to people around you. You might show people different ways of life, and that basically improves their life because they get a better understanding of what's going on in the world, and they have an option of living a different way to how they've always lived, or incorporating other cultures and traditions into their life. You've shown them how to do that. So your life purpose is to show people different cultures, different things going on around the world, to educate them about different perspectives and different information around the world that they haven't really understood or they haven't learned about. Yeah, but with you guys are constant learners. You like to learn about different things outside of what society forces you to learn. You guys might be conspiracy theorists as well, some of you, which is interesting. I like. A lot of you have the mindset of the world is your oyster. You have to you show people that the world is your oyster. You can do anything you put your mind to if you work hard at it. And you encourage people to get out there, so that not just so that they can understand different cultures, but to probably understand themselves more. And you probably like to go out in the world to understand yourself more also. So yeah. You guys teach people not to be so judgmental. You guys teach people that if something isn't working out, you don't have to necessarily give up, but also it doesn't hurt to take another route to get to that goal as well. There's not just one route to get to a goal, there's multiple routes to get to a goal. And if you want to change your goal, you can do that if you want to. Who says you can't change your goal? And you teach people not to feel pressured by people around them. You teach them how to not let people dictate their life. You teach them to kind of forget about shame, and not in a bad way, because you guys don't teach people, oh yeah, let's do something reckless and ruin people's lives. Like, okay, that someone should feel shame for that. I'm sorry. Like, if someone goes around doing that, yeah, they should feel some shame. But what I mean is, like, if they want to change their career, which is not hurting anyone, and people around them make them feel a certain way, you guys are like, if you want to change your career, boo, change your career. What? So you guys encourage people that they can take different routes to get to where they need to get to, or to fulfill them emotionally. You guys teach people to live for themselves, and you guys live for yourself also. You guys don't live for anyone but yourselves. I know some of you might be like, okay, but I love my family, I live for my family too. Yes, but I feel like a lot of you don't let anyone dictate your life. And you teach people that as well. And if some people aren't rocking with that, if some people don't agree with that, you're like, okay, that's nice. You guys can be sheep. I'm not being a sheep. I'm going to be an alligator. How about that? I'm not doing what I don't want to do. And you teach people that. Wow, you guys are very strong-willed. You guys also teach someone, if something's not working out, okay, and what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? Like, nothing bad is going to happen. It didn't work out. Okay, you either try again or you try something new. The relationship didn't work out. Okay, you either try it again, or if you're tired of trying it again, then maybe it's time for a break. Like, you guys are like, it's not the end of the world, guys, come on. And I feel like a lot of you have this mindset too. So interestingly enough, I feel like you guys could be speakers. You guys could be entrepreneurs, because you don't do things the traditional way. Let's be real. A lot of entrepreneurs, they haven't really gone the traditional route when it comes to their success. They've always done something a bit different. So yeah, I'm feeling a lot of entrepreneurship in this pile. Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to see something else. You guys have jobs that aren't traditional. This is the thing. This is why I can't think of a career, because it's like, maybe you guys create a career that no one's thought of. Maybe you guys just stand out in society. Um, Even if you have a a job that's well known, or career that's well known, the way your mindset is, and what you teach people is, you still don't have to think a certain way that everyone thinks. You still don't have to be a certain way that everyone thinks you need to be. So what you teach, and what your life purpose is is to teach people not to be sheeps. It's to teach people that the world is their oyster and they can do anything they want, and everything they've learned isn't necessarily facts and isn't necessarily gospel or true. No offense to anyone religious out there. I have to be careful with my terms. Yeah, pile number 3, that's what I get. That's your life purpose. So if you like the reading, you can like and subscribe. If you want a personal reading, you can visit my Etsy page. And I will talk to you guys later.